What's up guys, Sly Elliott here, and if you've joined the channel recently and you may be one of the people who joined the channel for what I do over on the live streaming side of things, don't worry, there's still going to be live streams, especially if you're anticipating a live stream event on June 25th. But for the rest of the viewers, I'm going to continue talking about stuff that I want to talk about, making the videos I want to make. Today, I've gotten access to the all-new Star Wars game that came out, Star Wars Hunters, which is actually a mobile game, exclusively mobile game, and for the Nintendo Switch. For some reason there's no PC port right now, there's no console releases. This is a strictly mobile game. Star Wars Hunters has actually been in like closed beta for years now, to the point where a lot of people thought that it was never going to come out in the United States because it had really just gotten a limited beta release. Over in other countries, the majority of players are on mobile, but over in the West that's not really the case. So oftentimes we've seen games like this never make it to the United States or Western storefronts, but thankfully Star Wars Hunters is actually here finally, and I've played on the phone, you know, using the touch controls, and I've also used the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controller. It's not live yet on the Nintendo Switch. I've tried, it won't let me in yet, but on the phone I've preloaded it, I've played quite a few matches, and so I'm gonna dive into it. And while I play the game live, I'm actually gonna talk about it a little bit, and hope you don't mind that I'm gonna be like looking down at my phone. I'm gonna try to give you guys as much eye contact as I can, but I can't make any promises, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're just gonna dive right into it. Alright, so I'm going to be using the touch controls on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I'll pull my hat back so you can see some forehead, some eyes. Star Wars Hunters is actually a third-person hero shooter, so think kind of like Overwatch. Here's all the different heroes. Kind of seems like a small roster at the moment, but we know with all hero shooters, you know, that roster grows pretty quickly. I've enjoyed playing Sentinel. I think he looks cool. I kind of like his kit. I love this armor I unlocked for Amara Vex, the Dirge reference, you know, armor. I love this. This is definitely my favorite cosmetic I've seen. I was really happy to see a Dirge reference. Standard fare as far as progression, dailies, you got a battle pass. There's obviously an in-game currency for money. The microtransactions we're right off the bat with the crystals. What's interesting about the crystals, and we'll just make this comparison right off the bat, I'm really going to be comparing it to its only contemporary that I can think of, which is actually Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is way different. It's actually a turn-based, kind of more strategic hero collector, and it has a lot more like gotcha mobile game, riddled with microtransactions, like super grindy. It's a little bit more what you'd expect from a mobile game. It's incredibly addicting, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, obviously. It's going to be really difficult for Star Wars Hunters to rival the just addicting nature of the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes gameplay loop. I think Star Wars Hunters is going to have a hard time capturing that same effect with its core gameplay loop, and we'll see in a second kind of what I mean. This, on the other hand, is a real-time third-person shooter. It's definitely a genre that I also enjoy. Like, I really enjoy Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because I have Stockholm Syndrome and I am a Star Wars fan, so I will put up with a lot for So you have melee combat and ranged combat, which is interesting. The game's pretty. It's built on Unreal Engine. This is like the highest graphic settings, highest frame rate you can have on the phone. The core gameplay loop is like fairly straightforward and simple. It's super easy to jump into and just, you know, play a match or two. the gameplay is fun. Like, it's fluid, it works, it's responsive, the frame rate and performance is good. Now, barring I'm on the newest iPhone model with the best specs for a phone, so I don't know how it's running on like lower end machines, but you know, the performance is great, it's fluid. I haven't dropped a single frame in combat, you know, in game. I've played a little bit of like the Call of Duty mobile and stuff like that. The phone and the controls for the phone, it's not my preferred play style or my preferred control method. Multiplayer centric, I get no sense of any single player whatsoever, so like you can only play against other players. I don't get the sense that this game is incredibly competitive. It has the setup to be competitive, but at the end of the day, it's a phone shooter. There's very little like necessary team synergy. It really does not matter like who your team is. I mean, obviously there's certain comps that would be better than others. I mean, the game just came out also, but at this low of a level, it's not a necessity. It's really not a necessity to, you got to pick this character because it complements this other character so well, and if you don't do that, you're going to lose. You could really just, the whole team could just pick whoever and just run it down mid, try to get kills, and call it a day. It's not an incredibly skill-intensive and complicated hero shooter right here. I mean, 11-0 with 8 assists. I don't know if mobile games really have as much SBMM as like console and PC games do. So it tends to feel way more casual, like you're going to pub stomp way easier in something like this. So for better or for worse, if you want a highly competitive experience, I don't know if you're going to get that here because mobile game players tend to be more casual anyway. So as far as social dynamics, like there's not a lot of time to be social at all. There's not a lot of time to type in chat. There's not a lot of time, there's no voice chat, obviously. The social element's kind of out, but there are those components, like which you can't even get access to the social components right away. For some reason, you have to play a certain set of matches. Those social aspects of the game, like, they're just not super front and center. Because to me, that's one of the most fun parts of playing the hero shooters is you get friends of yours together, or you meet people in pubs, in voice chat, and you kind of make friends and you talk trash and all that kind of stuff. And that's obviously like none of that's really present here because it kind of can't be because it's a mobile game. It just doesn't lend itself to that. There's skins that you're going to unlock and weapon skins. There's cool skins for every character. There's a very limited amount right now. So if you really want to whale, there's not a ton of a reason to whale because you're also like, I just started playing. I've already unlocked 2 really cool looking alt costumes. You can unlock the cosmetics without spending any money, which I think is honestly pretty respectable. I was actually really surprised by that. So it's really cool to see that you can actually get cosmetic skins for characters and weapons without having to whale and pay money for a mobile game. Like, I was not expecting, nor was dude, that's literally the ult for Hercules and Smite. It's literally just the Hercules ult. That's so sick. Already unlocked 3 hunters. You have to play, more to unlock hunters. You can unlock now with crystals. Crystals being the same microtransaction real currency as in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So it does feel like there's a little bit of continuity there that they're trying to achieve. Here we kind of have the battle pass kind of ranked. There's a ranked mode. I'm sure that the matchmaking is going to be a lot more stringent with that than in pubs. But as you can see here, for casual games, you really have 3 options. It's just battle, replay the initial tutorial, and training. There's no single player. There's no story mode. Let's, for this match, use the Joy-Cons, which I've connected to my phone. The aim assist is incredibly generous on the phone because touch controls for phone and mobile are by far the worst input method possible as far as like accuracy and just ease of use. On mobile, for the touch controls, you don't have to hit any button to shoot. You literally just like sweep your camera over an enemy. It starts shooting for you. That's also the way like Call of Duty Mobile works. Oh, got the kill. Oh, got the kills. That was a good ult. Ooh. Oh, I was so bad. I was shooting the wrong thing. That was a triple. That was a quick triple for you. Ooh, that was a really good ult from whatever his name is, the Wookiee. You know, moments like that, like obviously you can see, you know, oh, that's pretty cool synergy there. He knocked him up and then I shot him, you know, like those moments are definitely present, but you know, without any real means to communicate, I guess, unless everybody hopped in a Discord for a pre-made, there's not a ton of those moments of coordination. As far as this game, with what I see is in terms of the progression, in terms of the characters, in terms of the quests, in terms of the unlockables and skins and everything like that, I don't really see this game having the longevity nearly like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does. I'd like to see a co-op mode, like a horde wave survival co-op mode right off the bat, just like, you know, the EA Battlefronts have or something like that, have like a wave survival kind of mode that you can play in co-op with your friends or whatever, and like that'd be interesting. That I think that'd be really fun. Sure, let's just try training and see what it is. These guys are, it doesn't even seem like they have AI. This is definitely just like a test damage outputs, test kit for every character. The game is not highly complicated. Like if you've played any hero shooter, you don't feel a ton of FOMO. You don't feel a ton of, like, at least at this stage, highly predatory microtransaction systems and stuff like that. But hey, you know, can't speak too soon. Only time will tell of how the game will progress. And a lot of developers, I think, the game first launches, they try to really hold back with the predatory kind of FOMO and microtransaction stuff when the game first launches, so it doesn't get panned by critics and turn users off right away. It's fun. The core gameplay loop is fun, but there's not a lot that makes my ape lizard brain have all these synapses firing for dopamine hits that I feel as though I'm going to be coming back for more and more hits. That would be objectively just good and cool for a game like this if it was on PC or console. On mobile, if I'm on my phone, it's probably because I'm like waiting for something or I'm like trying to kill some time really quick. It's very rare that I ever boot up COD Mobile, for example, because I'm rarely in a situation where, like, if I really want a game, I'm going to go to my computer. I'm not going to opt to sit on my phone. It's always going to be, in my mind, kind of limited without a PC or console port and release. Because if they do that, then I could really see this game having legs and having a long lifespan. Because I think a Star Wars hero shooter is a cool, interesting idea. And there's no shortage of characters and skins. And the target audience of this, I understand that those two platforms are highly popular for it. I think that this game could work on PC and console, you know, the art style, the graphics and everything like that. It's not super intensive. It's highly accessible, free to play. Like, as it stands right now as a mobile game, it's just cool. You know, it's a cool novel thing, but it is fun. You know, if you're a big Star Wars fan, give it a try, see if it's your cup of tea, especially if a game like, you know, the slower paced games like Galaxy of Heroes or something like that isn't your style and that wasn't your cup of tea. Maybe this will be, and then you'll have a cool Star Wars game to play on mobile, you know, that's well polished and probably going to have a good, decent, active player base for a while. If you're not a Star Wars fan, or if you're not a fan of this kind of gameplay, you're not missing anything here. You're not missing out. It's the standard fare, maybe with some more game modes, maybe even a battle royale mode or a survival horde mode. Then I could really see the game getting some legs. You know, like let's take this and let's do a Fortnite competitor here in Star Wars. I mean, you could do it with this game engine that they've built here on Unreal. Also, they really could do it. They could do like a Star Wars battle royale mode with this game, and maybe that's where they want to go with it. Who knows? Because I do think that it even feels kind of Fortnite-ish, you know what I mean? Like the gameplay, the shooting, the art style feels a little Fortnite-y. So maybe that's what they're getting at. It's got to be on more platforms, I hope. This is just kind of an early test run to see how does the game do, and then if there's enough interest, they're going to do the PC port, they're going to roll it out to more consoles, and they're going to roll out a battle royale, maybe a survival mode or something like that. I could really see that being in the roadmap, but we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Sly Elliott. We've been talking about Star Wars Hunters. Subscribe for more content. If you enjoyed something like this, stay tuned for new live stream events going on this channel. It's going to be going down for real. I appreciate you guys, Star Wars Hunters. Get it or don't, I don't know. See ya.